Hey, it's Jeffrey,
And Elizabeth.
and this is Devo's number 6. We're staying connected with St. Paul's, and there is a pigeon's eye view of our church. Today we are talking about worry. 4 things you need to know about worry.
Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear.
The first thing you need to know about worry is that it will stop you from feeling blessed.
Blessed are the poor in spirit.
Now, the word blessed means you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, I must be the luckiest person in the world because I belong to God. But we're going to be very literal here. Blessed means fortunate, and I still don't think that carries the intensity of what it means. Now, I looked up Google and I asked the question, how do I stay connected to God? How do I stay feeling blessed? And those 4 things came up: pray, read the scriptures, join a church, and number 4, look at that, learn not to worry. Google wouldn't lie to us, would it, Elizabeth?
No.
Let's move on. Step number 2, worry will not tell you the truth. If you are worried right now, guess what? Somebody is lying to you and you need to fight back. The first thing it is lying to you about is the person and nature of God. God will not abandon you. God will not ignore you. God will not neglect you. He is not a bad parent. He is your father and he loves you very deeply.
Look at the birds of the air, for they neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they?
Now, birds are important to God. He feeds them. He provides them with homes. And of course, flowers are important to God. He gives them a crown of glory and he makes them smell nice. If they are so important to him and he is so good to them, aren't you more valuable than them? Now, step number 3, worry will not change the future.
Can any of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life?
Worry has no power. Read that again, Elizabeth.
Who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to your life?
Well, faith has power to change your life. God has power to change your life, but worry does not. Now, this is one of my favorite movies, despite what everybody else has said. There's Tom Hanks. He is defending a Russian spy. The spy could face execution. He could face 30 years in prison. And he says, do you never worry? And the spy says,
Why am I playing the Russian spy?
you're good at it.
He says, would it help?
That's a good question. And you need to ask yourself, does this worry actually help me? Because it has no power to change your circumstances. Now, Dale Carnegie wrote a very popular book back in the 60s, and he says we need to write down exactly what it is we think is going to happen. He tells a story of a young man, and on Friday night, his boss called out and said, I want to talk to you on Monday morning. Could you come into my office? And he spent the whole weekend worrying. In fact, he wrote these words, my imagination ran away with me. Guess what his boss wanted? He wanted a reference so that he could join an exclusive golf club. Seriously, worry does not have the power to change your life. Step number 4, worry will point you in the wrong direction.
Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you.
You need to spend your life doing something more important than having enough to eat, having a nice house or a better house to live in, or nicer clothes. There is a very, very interesting truth that we need to remind ourselves of. God has given us a country that can feed twice as many people that live here.
ABC said 3 times.
Well, Google said twice. Who are you going to believe, Google or the ABC? Regardless of who you listen to, this country has more than enough food, it has more than enough homes, it has more than enough clothes, and you need to focus your mind on what is important. Worrying is lying to you. Remember that.
Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom.